out here looking for a dime. We're looking for women that are great women while we be subpar men. It's gonna hurt a little bit, brother. Just ride with me. You can't be subpar and be looking for excellence.
That's right. That's right.
So when she finds you, you have to be a great husband.
That's right.
Already. You can't grow into this. You have to. That's why we say it is not to be entered into unadvisedly. A lot of times we meet the right woman at the wrong time. And so what happens is instead of growing up because we met her, we still stay childish, hoping she'll never find out how childish we really are. And so, but finance is what we listen. If you want to be married, you are not only offering to take care of her in her bedroom, but you're taking care of the bed and the house that she lives in.
Amen.
You have to be the provider of her home. So position yourself to do so. If you would have took care of business in school, if you would stop being late on your job and be a good steward of your employment, you can position yourself to be a great husband. Right. And a lot of struggles she wouldn't have to look to you and be sad-faced about. Finance is an issue. It's the number one, it's actually the second biggest reason for divorce. That's right. And listen, man, let me tell you something. It is your job. In my house, it's real simple. If my wife and my kids are out on the street, nobody's looking at her. They're looking at me.
That's right.
They're looking at you. You are the provider. She's looking for, and not just someone that's bringing home the bacon, but someone who can manage it.
Right.
Look, the first thing God told a man to do was manage his stuff. He says, I got the ground, I got the plants, I got all this, but I've got no one to work it. The first thing God called us to do was manage it. What's the point of making money if you don't manage it well? She's looking for you to be her financial security. That's the other thing that the struggle with being a godly husband is our flesh. Yeah, it was coming up. You know it was coming up. Y'all know it was coming up. I don't care how godly you are, how anointed you are, your flesh is a problem.
Yes, sir.
I don't care how often you go to church. I don't care if your name is Reverend, Deacon, Doctor, whatever it is. Flesh is always a problem. We can sit around here and skate around in the church, but let me tell you something. Your flesh gets in the way. Every time. Every time. So a man think it, so is he. If you thought it, you've already done it. And most of the time, our flesh gets in the way because we are fleshly driven creatures. Men are visually stimulated. Period. Stop lying to yourself, telling yourself she don't look good. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. At my church, I pastor in Greenville, Texas. We probably have somewhere between 200 and 250 in regular attendance, and I intentionally don't get into my sanctuary, into my pulpit, until about just after offering. You know why? Because as a young pastor, these younger women, they dress for me. And I tried to tell myself that was not happening, but they do. Yeah. They do. Flesh is a problem. This stuff, you can't trust it. Don't you trust that. Don't you trust it. Flesh is a problem. We're going to be getting into some of these. And then also faith.
Yes, sir.
Did you know that there's a very staggering statistic that men make up 20% of the membership in church,
yes, sir,
while women make up the other 8%.
That's right.
And most of the time, we get in trouble because our faith is questionable.
Yes.
It's not that we don't believe in God, but it's our practice that's the problem. Our woman is going to church while we at home. Watching the game. And so we send our families to church instead of bringing our families to church. And that is God requires you to lead that house. So faith becomes a problem. And it's also because, and I've discovered there's a very startling statistic about men who are married and their women come to church but the husbands don't. Husbands tend to be insecure of the pastor.
Yes.
They don't like the fact that another man can make their woman holler. Yeah. I'm one of the real talk preachers now. And so I'm preaching in the pulpit and they shouting and dancing and all that stuff. And then they come in and, well, I've been trying to get you to shout and dance at home. No, I ain't coming down that church. But if you get what the pastor got,
Yes.
you too can, yeah. You see what I'm saying? Because listen, the pastor, you as the man of the house is the pastor of the house. Your job is to be the pastor, the prophet, the priest, and the provider and the protector.
Yes, sir.
What do you mean? The pastor of the house. You oversee your home. You're the head of the house. And the priest, your job is to speak to God on behalf of your family.
Yes, sir.
As the prophet, your job is to speak to your family on behalf of God. As the provider, you know what that means. Bring it home.
Yes, sir.
As the protector, that means you defend them at all costs.
Amen.
No matter what.
Yeah.
Jesus said, love your wife, husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church. What did he do? He died for her. Made sure she could never see a day in hell. That's what he did. Now, those are the greatest challenges. But let's talk about what it means to have marriage God's way. What does this God's way mean? Because the first thing we understand is that it's not your way or her way. Too often we make the tragic mistake, myself included, we try to make our marriage fit our perspective. We don't want a problem. I don't hear nothing. I don't like arguing. So to avoid it, yes, dear, that's fine. But God convicted me that he left me in charge. And if it ain't his way, it should be no way. But the problem is that we try to make it either our way or her way. It's not, that's not the way it's supposed to work. Now, listen, if y'all have any questions or y'all want to jump in here and comment, please feel free. This is not a lecture, this is a discussion. So y'all come in, y'all definitely feel free to comment and add commentary, ask questions by all means, because I want to make sure I'm giving you what you need. The next thing is, it's not your house. That is not your house.
That's right.
That's not your wife. It's not your kids. That's not your house. Every day, everything you have has a hidden inscription on it that says property of God. I'm in Bible country. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof and all that dwell therein. See, stewardship is about managing another person's property. With that being said, what you do with what you have is relatively dependent upon who you think it belongs to. If you think it's yours, you're going to treat it like it's yours. But what if you discover that everything you got belongs to him? That house ain't yours. That house ain't yours. I know you probably going to treat it now. Yeah, now you're going to treat it. What you allow in God's house. See, we think God's house is just a church. But no, God's house is your house too.
Amen.
So what you done brought home that God didn't authorize? What you brought home? Who you allowed in the house that God didn't approve? It's not your house. You can't let every and anything go on in your house because that's God's house. And when he come back, he gonna ask you, what did you do with what I gave you? Amen. That should put everything into a whole different perspective.
That's right.
Because we keep trying to manage our house the way we want to because we ain't. And listen, let me just be honest with you. The only authority we really have as men is through Scripture. If you ain't following Christ, she ain't following you. She ain't got the right. She don't have to. She has to follow you if you ain't following God. Period. She don't have to follow you to hell. No, she don't. No. If you ain't following Jesus, that's why Paul said, follow me as I follow Christ. If I ain't following Christ, don't follow me. So that's not your house. Number one. The other thing is, your wife is his daughter. Good God Almighty. Your wife is his daughter. Let me tell you something. I ain't never been to jail. I ain't got no record or nothing like that. But let me be very clear. If anybody ever want to make me real mad to the point where I want to do something real bad to them, mess with my babies. My daughters. I got two of them. Mess with my daughters. We're gonna have a serious problem. You know what I'm saying? When my oldest is 15, my baby girl is 12, But whenever they get to the age where they can start, looking for that right guy, he gonna have to come through me. And I'm gonna tell him these words, son. If you don't like my baby, you bring her back the way you found her. Because she might be your wife, but she's always my daughter.
Yes, sir.
And when you know she belongs to somebody else first, you'll take care of her differently.
That's right.
And that is not, she is your wife, but she is his daughter. And you got to take care of her as if she was your daughter. She's